I heard that our new backpack prototype just got to the factory last night, so I'm headed there to get it. And this came from our development team down in North Carolina. And I'm real excited about it. And for those of you who are new to the channel, Origin, this company that started right here in the woods of Maine. I'm actually looking at the original facility through my window right here. We started with just an idea to bring back American manufacturing. Myself, a couple of folks, and that's grown to a sizable company. We have about 500 employees around the country, multiple manufacturing facilities, and also a nutritional company called Jocko Fuel. So this brand has birthed some really awesome ideas and products, and birthed an incredible movement of bringing back manufacturing through footwear and apparel. And this backpack prototype we've been working on for the better part of a year, and we've been talking about it for the better part of 2 years. And it's hard because all the components need to be sourced from the US, all the fabric, all the labor. So it truly is built by freedom, right? Not just made in America, which is a little bit of a lie these days. A lot of trickery, a lot of look over here while we do whatever we want to do over here, right? So the sleight of hand is what Made in America stands for these days. So built by freedom is that we exhaust all efforts to build and make in America with all of our US supply chains, even those strained supply chains. And that takes a lot of patience. And one of the biggest tuition payments I ever made, and when I refer to tuition payments, most people call them failures or mistakes. I call them tuition payments because you can't learn this stuff in school, and you only learn it by getting out there and doing it. But one of the biggest tuition payments I ever made was with a backpack. And so I haven't made a backpack in a decade. I have this personality that is labeled ADHD, and when I was an early entrepreneur and had started this company, we were making jiu-jitsu gis, and I thought just because we figured out how to make a gi, we could then make a backpack that you could travel with to train jiu-jitsu. And I had designed this really crazy idea of this modular backpack. It was a system where you could have basically two backpacks in one. You could detach the straps. You could then use the two bags each as sling packs. They attached to each other. It was really unique and innovative for the time, and this must have been right around 2013, 2014 maybe. So over a decade ago. I had gotten so far over my skis because this personality wanted to chase ideas, and and that's kind of the problem with us folks with this, I guess, neurodivergent. They're labeling it something else these days. But understanding that dopamine comes from new ideas, it comes from organizing chaos, and it comes from solving problems. And that's why I love jiu-jitsu, and that's why I've been training jiu-jitsu for 20 years, because in jiu-jitsu, you're solving problems. Again, chess under stress is what it is, and it fills those dopamine levels to max, and has since I was in my mid-20s, and so jiu-jitsu is like the ultimate ADHD paradise, I guess you could say. And business also is. A lot of ADHD people, they get into business because they don't fit in the box. They just don't seem to be able to adjust to the system. And I know I certainly didn't. And there's all these new studies coming out over the past year or two kind of explaining this. And it kind of feels good to see reality proven out. The things I've been saying to my whole life. And it has nothing to do with learning disabilities. It has just to do with the way you're built, your DNA. And I talk about embracing that. But this backpack I wanted to build, I embraced it fully, but as kryptonite. And I pivoted the company in 2013-14 after we built this little factory in the woods, after we figured out how to make jiu-jitsu gis, that we were going to make this really innovative backpack. There was no plan. There was just this idea in my head that I thought we could do because it made me feel good. And I pre-sold this product. I had designed it, illustrated it. I didn't even know if we had built a prototype. We might have built one prototype and launched this thing, and we pre-sold it. And we collected the money, and then we went and we started to build it. And I think we pre-sold them for like $250. The backpacks ended up costing us to make about $400 each. And I wasn't going to go back to the consumer who had purchased this. This was all on me. Like it was my mistake. Then we had to find a way to make them. And it was a disaster. It was a disaster because I had no real plan. I had no business trying to make backpacks. Like, just because I needed to fill that dopamine, because it felt good to build things, to make things, I almost put the business under on this project. And when I finally had noticed what was going on, that we couldn't do this the way we wanted, we couldn't do it the way I envisioned, that it was taking too much time and money, and more so, we didn't even have the knowledge on how to construct these things. We didn't have the system and processes to be able to build them, to build the component parts. It took a whole different type of dexterity to build these backpacks and different tooling, and it was just so naive. And I made a lot of naive decisions in business, and there's magic in that. There truly is magic in that, but it can destroy you if you're not careful. And although this situation didn't destroy us, it was the biggest wake-up call that I've ever had in business when it came to manufacturing. We lost a bunch of money last year, and that's in another video you should go check out. But this backpack situation for me was bigger than losing $6 million, because the company was so small and so new, and it didn't have a lot of capital. And on a weekly basis, we would only get a couple of sales, and so we didn't have revenue coming in. And then we're investing all of that into this idea. And so, luckily, a local gentleman, Dennis, he volunteered to patent this idea. And he did it pro bono. He did it for free because he was just a good dude. And he's like, let me help you out with this. And we patented this backpack. We got a design patent on it, and we got a utility patent on it. And I filed it away, and I freaking left it there. And it's still there. And I decided we will not build a backpack until we have the absolute confidence in being able to do this. And that took a decade. Now, if you've listened to any of my other videos or any of these insights, I talk about how anything great in life takes a decade. In this backpack, just to have the confidence again, to do it right. It's not that I forced myself to wait a decade. it's not that I was scared of making a backpack. But I wasn't willing to make the same mistakes. And so all the products we built in between, the jiu-jitsu gi and now this backpack, which I'm going to show you because it's at the factory right now, and I'm going to get my hands on it. This is, I think, the final prototype for the first time. Haven't even seen it yet. We needed to slowly build into making more durable, robust products. So we went from making gis, t-shirts, hoodies, into blue jeans, heavier fabrics, heavier stitch types, into footwear, really durable, rugged, a lot not automation on the front end, but a lot of big machines, you know, Terminator machines to make these things. And then some more technical pants and technical outerwear, and now into the backpack. All great things take time. They all take time. So let's see. You're going to be the first to see. This is our happy little downtown. This is the jiu-jitsu plant. So we have 2 factories here in Maine, a footwear plant, a jiu-jitsu plant, and then a massive factory in North Carolina. Morning! You can see they're making the jiu-jitsu gis here. Morning, babe.
Hi.
That's Babe. Morning, Babe, aka Amanda, the BJJ widow, my wife, COO. All right, so here we go. The first thing I'm going to show you is kind of this cool laser cut sample. So this is like a material that gets laser cut and then adhered to this fabric which we wove, which is nylon cotton. It's Nyco canvas. It's pretty awesome. They used this color, OD green, on the bag. And my first look is your first look. There it is. I wanted a zipper here instead of a flap, which they did, which is way better. And had them divide this up and put a security pocket here for like passports and valuables, so it's secured double zip, this zip, and then you can close this and then that zip. So pretty stoked on that. These little pockets, keychain, and then there's one more big pocket here, and you can get a massive laptop in there. The big boys can fit in there. The only thing they missed. Oh no, they did. Wait, they did. They gave me a full through for my handle. I hope that's not too much. I said, I need to be able to put this on my bag with the handle. You think that's too much, babe? Yeah. Look, this is the full through with a handle. What do you think? Huh?
They misunderstood the assignment.
That might work though. You know, I have to test it.
I don't think the handle is that long. All the way through.
I don't know. I guess we're gonna have to test it. If not, they're gonna have to maybe cut the middle here or something so the handle goes up and through. It doesn't have to. This actually is kind of cool. It's very unique. I've never seen a bag like that.
Because the handle is typically that long. Like there's not gonna be enough for the handle to stick out.
All right, so we're gonna find out. Other than that, it looks pretty freaking awesome. I am stoked on it. It's hard to make product like this in America. This robust, I guess you could say. I kind of like the laser cut. What do you think about the laser cut, babe?
Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah. What colors do you like of these? Like the red? The red would pop, that's for sure. I don't know, we're gonna work through it. I still get that dopamine I was talking about earlier. This isn't my design by any means, which is totally cool. Somebody else designed it, and I just was able to tweak it. And so I've tried to really step out of that design process over the years as the company's grown. So Travis handles all the development. He's our VP of product, but I think this bag is like stellar. It's just phenomenal. I'm not sure about this. I'm thinking the same webbing we use on our Chelsea boots for the tabs. Now we're gonna be using on our sandals. Why won't we use that here too? That would be 3 products, 3 applications for the same component part. That's thinking lean. This thing is overbuilt though. Like freaking rugged. All right, last step for this backpack is to see if it's gonna fit on a carry-on on the handle. Let's see here. Let me see if I can set this thing up. Here we go. It's gonna be close. Oh man, look at this. It is right there. I mean, super secure. So the handle is available. All right, now that's freaking legit. Hopefully coming this fall. You know, I guess just to wrap this, there's bringing something to market and it being good enough. And I've talked about this in previous videos. Like, you're never going to get everything 100%. Even this product isn't 100%. Like, I'm already thinking of things I want to do. I'm already thinking for a Generation 2 bag, there's a few more things I want to do. But it's going to be a best-in-class product as it is, and anything more than what we have right now is wasted time, capital, and capacity. So it's time to go to market. We could tweak it to death, but it's time to go to market because the product is phenomenal. So there it sets, and the other prototype is over there. The original, maybe Proto 2 or 3. I think that's Proto 3 or 4. It's good to go. And hopefully we can hit our timeline of this fall for a launch of this backpack. So please, hey, comment below what you think we should call this product, and tell us what you think about the design, and make sure you subscribe. So see you tomorrow.